Okay.
Good morning, all of you, once again. Welcome back to the class. This is the eighth lecture of finite and non-finite verb. Children, in the previous lecture, we had discussed past participle with examples. Then we were discussing perfect participle with examples. Children, we have already discussed perfect participle active form with examples. Now we are going to discuss the passive form. Then the topic of perfect participle is complete. Look at this structure. Children, structure is very important. Do you remember when we were doing infinitive? Then also we did two types of structures. One is active form and one is passive. What happens in active form? 2 plus first form of the verb. Then in passive, 2 plus be
B
plus
plus
third form of the verb. 2 be is also first form. 2 plus first form plus third form. Here also the structure will remain same. If you remember the rules of perfect tense, what happens in perfect tense? Third form of the verb is used. And what happens in passive form? Being is added in third form. Being is added with third form. The same thing is happening here. Look at the structure. In active form, we have having or being plus third form. This is what we have done in the previous examples.
yes.
Having being over part, having done his lesson. So having plus third form is used as perfect participle in active form. Then what happens in passive form? Having plus be. If you look at be, what is being? Being is third form only. So the structure is same, but one thing will be added. Whenever you are talking about passive form, children, keep one thing in your mind, whether you are talking about active or passive. If you are talking about passive form, the rules of active will definitely be there in passive. Only one extra thing will be there in passive form. What is that? I have told you so many times. What is that extra thing?
Bean.
No. Third form of the verb. Third form of the verb will be extra. The whole structure will remain same. Whether you talk about present indefinite, past indefinite, perfect indefinite, future indefinite, present perfect, present continuous, past continuous, future continuous, present perfect, past perfect, or future perfect. You talk about any structure, the rules of active and passive will be same. Just one thing will be extra, that is third form of the verb. Take the example of present indefinite. What are the rules of present indefinite? First form of the verb is used in active form. And what happens in the passive form? Was is MR plus third form of the verb is used. What is MR? MR is first form only, isn't it? What
Yes.
is extra? Third form.
Third form.
Take the example of continuous tense. What are the rules of continuous tense? Present continuous tense is
IN.
MR plus first form of the verb plus ing. And what are the rules of passive sentence? Is MR plus
Bean plus
be
third.
plus third form of the verb. Look at the word be. What is be? Be is first form plus ing. So is MR plus be plus ing plus third form. Take the example of perfect tense, present perfect tense. What are the rules of present perfect tense? Active form has, have plus third form of the verb. And what happens in passive form? Has, have plus
Bean.
be plus third form of the verb. What is be? Be is third form. So what I am trying to say is only one extra thing will be added in passive form. And what is that extra thing?
Third form.
Third form of the verb. Here also, if you look at the structure, having plus third form, having plus third form. This is also third form, and this third form is extra. So now let's look at the example. Children, in active form, the subject is in the beginning. In passive form, object is in the beginning, or you can say the subject is at the end. In passive form, the subject is at the end. What is the sentence? He moved away. He ran away from you. Why he ran away? Because he was defeated by somebody. He was defeated. So instead of writing, he was defeated by somebody, we have written having been defeated. What will be the full sentence? Having been defeated by the enemies, he moved away. Having been defeated by the enemies, he moved away. What will be the sentence? If you want to write it as a sentence, if you want to write it as a clause, he was defeated by the enemy, So he ran away. So he moved away. But but this will be a clause. If it is a clause, then it will be a finite verb. But we are talking about non-finite verb. Having been defeated. What is the full sentence? Having been defeated by the enemy, he moved away. I hope this structure is clear to you. Having is then third form, be, then again third. This is perfect participle, passive form. Look at the next example. Having been beaten up, he began to cry. Why he began to cry? Because he was beaten up by somebody. He was beaten up by somebody. Children, see, he did not beat anybody. He was beaten. He was beaten up by somebody. I hope the difference between active and passive is clear to you.
Yes, sir.
Children, in active form, the subject will be the focus. In passive form, object will be the focus. Subject will be missing. Subject is understood. Now, having been beaten up by somebody, having been defeated by somebody, he moved away. He began to cry. So this is passive form. Children, with this, we finish the topic of perfect participle. Perfect participle can be written in two ways. You can write it in active form or you can use passive form. Both are possible. Children, with this, we finish the second type of participle. In participle, we have done present participle with examples, past participle with examples, participle active and passive form with example. This is the end of this topic. Now, children, as we did some questions related to the first type of non-finite verb, that is infinitive, in the same way we are going to start with the exercise related to the second type of non-finite verb, that is participle. So, children, two questions are possible. What are there? Two possibilities are there. The examiner may ask you fill in the blanks with the participle, or he can ask you to join the two sentences with the help of a participle. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Two possibilities are there. Now we are going to start with the first type of question, that is fill in the blanks with the participle. Children, when this question is there in your exam, fill in the blanks with the participle. How many possibilities are there? How many participles can be used to fill in the blank?
Sir,
Anusha, are you there? Rikina, roll number 30.
sir.
Happy Cat, roll number 23. Supreet Kaur,
Yes,
roll
sir.
number 31. Happy Cat, are you there? Happy Cat.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Happy Cat, have you heard my question? My question is, whenever this type of statement is there, fill in the blank with a participle. How many participles are possible? Like in infinitive, how many infinitives are possible? Three possibilities are there. Two infinitive, active or passive, and where infinitive. How many possibilities are there in this case?
The blackboard is the whiteboard.
This is a clear indication that you are least bothered about the class. You have just joined the class, that's all. Nothing else.
Sir,
Okay, Shweta Mishra.
Sir, 4. One is
Very good.
and
Now tell me, what are these
third is
four
perfect
possibilities?
participle, and fourth is active passive perfect.
Very good. So children, whenever you have this question in your exams, fill in the blank with a participle. Then you have four possibilities. You can fill in the blank with perfect participle, active form, perfect participle, passive form, past participle, or perfect or present participle. Four possibilities are there. Children, please take care of the question. It can be either fill in the blank with the present participle, fill in the blank with past participle, fill in the blank with perfect participle. If perfect participle is there, then two possibilities are there, active or passive. If only participle is written, fill in the blank with the participle, then four possibilities are there, right? You can fill in present participle, ing form of the verb, you can fill third form of the verb, or you can fill this form of the verb, or you can fill this form of the verb. So this is what we are going to do. Look at the first sentence. The dash class was ending a few minutes ago. Children, just keep one thing in mind. Perfect participle is used only. Perfect participle is used only if two actions are there in a sentence. So first of all, do one thing. Just see how many actions are taking place in a sentence. Right? If only one action is taking place, it means you are left with only two options. Whether you have to fill ing form or whether you have to fill third form of the verb. Look at the first sentence. The dash class was ended a few minutes ago. Here only one action is taking place. There is no confusion. The dash class was ended a few minutes ago. The verb is interest. What will be the answer?
Interesting.
Interesting.
Interesting class. So the class was interesting, which ended a few minutes ago. So clearly the answer is there. The thief ran through the dash window. Here also one action is taking place. It means we have only two options: whether we can fill ing form of the verb or we can fill third form of the verb. If the thief ran through the breaking window is not correct because the breaking the window action was not going. The window, what happened to the window? It was already
Broken window.
broken. So what is the answer? The thief ran through the broken window. So this is the answer. So in the first example, in the first blank, we have written ing form, and in second we have used past participle, that is third form. I will write 4 more examples. Let's see the third example. I am really feeling very comfortable today because I'm in the school and I am using the blackboard, the whiteboard. I have taken so many classes on this board and I have got the same feeling again. Look at the third example. A dash stone, a dash stone, a dash stone gathers no moss. Gathers no moss. It is an idiom. If you look at this sentence, what is happening in this sentence? Only one action is taking place.
Yes, sir.
Only one action is taking place. What is this idiom? The stone which is moving, will gather no moss. It will get nothing. So what will be the answer?
Rolling.
Rolling.
Rolling moss will gather no moss. The man seemed dash. The man seemed dash. The example is worry. The verb is worry. What is the man looking?
Worried.
The man is looking worried.
Worried.
Yes, worried. Only one action is taking place. So there is no possibility of perfect participle. Now look at the fifth example. The teacher dashed the experiment. The teacher dashed the experiment, announced the result. Here the verb is performed. Children, how many actions are taking place in this sentence?
Two.
Sir.
2 actions are taking place, right?
Yes.
If 2 actions are taking place, obviously we have the option of perfect participle also. What is now look at the sentence whether it is in active form or passive form. Very clearly it is in active form because the teacher is the subject. The subject is in the beginning. What happened? What did the teacher do? The teacher announced the result. This is the second action. But before that, what did the teacher do? The teacher dashed the experiment. The teacher performed the experiment. But we will not but we will not write perform. We will write having performed.
performed.
The teacher having performed. The teacher having performed the experiment. So this is the first action. After the teacher has performed the experiment, he saw who has done the experiment perfectly. Afterwards, he announced the result. So two actions are taking place. Let's see one more example. Breakfast dash we went out for work. So the verb is take. Shweta, your turn now. Can you tell me how many actions are taking place in this sentence?
Sir, 2.
Two, yes. What is the main action?
That
We
they went out.
for work.
Yes.
We went for work. When did we go out for work? After we have
having
taken the breakfast.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So listen. Breakfast cannot be a subject.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We have taken the breakfast. It has not taken us.
Yes,
So
sir.
clearly this is an example of
Passive.
Yes.
passive. Yes, passive form. Now you can give me the answer.
Breakfast having been taken, we went out for work.
Right. Very good. Breakfast having been taken. So children, don't write breakfast having taken. Breakfast has not taken us. We have taken the breakfast. So what will be the full sentence? Breakfast having been taken by us. We went out for work. Children, you all know in passive sentences, we don't need to mention the subject. We can mention the subject at the end, or we can leave the subject also. But one thing is sure, we have to identify whether subject is used in the beginning or object is used in the beginning. If the object is used in the beginning, obviously it will be passive. So having, suppose instead of breakfast, I write we. Then what will be the answer? We having taken the breakfast. If the breakfast is here, not here, we having taken the breakfast, we went for a walk. But that sentence does not look nice. I am just speaking the example. Children, we have done this exercise. We have filled in the blanks with participle. We have covered all the possibilities. We have filled in the blanks with participle, past participle, perfect participle, active and passive form. I hope all the possibilities are clear to you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
With this, we finish the first type of question, that is filling the blanks. Now we are going to start the second type of question, that is combine the sentences. Whenever this question is there, combine the sentences. There also you have four options. You can join the sentence of participle, or you can join it with past participle, present participle, perfect participle, active or passive form. Let's see the examples. I have written 6 examples. Rest, it is your duty also to see. I mean to solve the exercises. Shweta, I hope the quality of video is okay today.
Yes, sir.
Shivani Verma is not there. She has a tuition.
Yes, sir.
Some more children can be there. Second type of question. Combine the following sets of sentences. combine the. Shweta, how much time is left?
Sir, 17 minutes are left.
Okay, I'll try to finish it. Combine the following sets of sentences using. So this is the second type of question. Let's start. We started early. We started early. We arrived at noon. We arrived at noon. So two actions are taking place. Children, two actions are taking place. We started early. This is simple sentence. Started is tense element. We arrived at noon. This is also tense element. You can join this sentence. How you can join this sentence? Very simple. You can join this sentence in two ways. You can use present participle also. You can use perfect participle also. Let's. What will be the answer? Starting early.
Early, we arrived at noon.
Started early. We arrived at noon. We arrived at noon. So children, see two independent sentences. We have joined two independent sentences, two simple sentences into one. Starting early, we arrived at noon. This is also a simple sentence. Okay? The question can be there in your exam. Simple compound sentence. We started early, so we arrived late. This is a compound sentence, and you can easily change it into simple sentence. Starting early, we arrived late. What is this starting? Starting is
Present participle.
present participle. I hope the first type of sentence is clear.
Yes, sir.
Second type. Rohit was caught in the rain. Rohit was caught in the rain. This is one sentence. Was caught in the rain. He decided not to go to the party. He decided not to go to the party. Can anybody tell me this interesting example? Simran Kaur is there, 21 roll number. Anusha Kya?
No, sir, they are not in class.
Hey, Shweta,
Yes,
can
sir.
you tell me the possibilities? Look at the first example.
Yes, sir.
Look
Sir,
at the first
something-
example carefully and tell me what is
Sir-
happening in the first example.
It can be possible in present perfect because two actions have been performed, and after one action, the second action has been performed.
Very.
I think the
Yes.
having been
One more interesting thing is there. You should point out that interesting thing also.
Sir
This is a passive sentence.
Rohit.
Rohit was caught in the rain. It is a passive sentence.
Yes, sir. It will
Okay.
be passive, so answer will be
So children, you can join these sentences in two ways. You can use past participle also. Past participle is already used.
yes.
And you can also use perfect participle passive form. Let me write the example.
Having been caught, he decided not to go to the party.
Having been caught in the rain. So having been caught in perfect participle. Having been caught in the rain, he decided not to. Rohit decided not to go to the party. Children, this is These are two independent tenses, two independent clauses, and this is a simple sentence. Rohit decided not to go to the party. Only one, what you say, tense element is there. One finite verb. Having been caught is non-finite verb. So this is an example of simple sentence. Or there is a simple way also to write this sentence. Or just whether caught in the rain. Caught in the rain. Rohit. It is a simple sentence.
Yes, sir.
It is already there. The sentence is already there.
Sentence
You have to
up.
just read the previous. Caught in the rain. Now I have caught. Caught is past participle.
Participle.
Caught is past participle. Caught in the rain decided not to go to the party. See how easily we have changed it. Now let's see the third example. He had revolved. I need a bigger blackboard. I have to rub it again and again. Shweta, I want to finish this topic in this lecture only.
Sir,
How
10
much time
minutes
is
are
left?
left. Sir, 10 minutes.
Now it depends on my, everything depends on my speed. How quickly I write.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's start the third example. He had resolved. He had resolved on a certain issue. So he has decided to resolve on a certain issue. He acted with vigor. Second example is he acted with vigor. Vigor means quickly. So two actions are there. Acted. He acted with vigor. How? Having resolved. He had resolved. If you look at this sentence, it is already perfect sentence. He
Yes,
had resolved on a certain issue. It is already perfect sentence, isn't it?
yes, sir.
No doubt about this. Having resolved on a certain issue, he acted with vigor. He acted with vigor. Whenever perfect tense is used in first sentence, there is no doubt, no need to perfect participle. This is third example. Now fourth example. He had been praised by the boss. Happy can. He felt happy. This is also very interesting example. He had been praised. This is again example of perfect tense. Passive form is already used in the sentence.
Yes, sir.
Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Passive form is already used. So there is no doubt about this. How to write it?
Having been
Praised.
Praised by the boss. He felt happy. Now, children, what is this? He felt happy. This is a simple sentence. Having been praised is perfect participle.
Perfect participle.
Perfect participle. In this case, it is active, and in this case, it is passive. Now, fifth example. Rubbing the board takes more time than writing. Fifth example. He was tired. He was tired. He gave up. He gave up. He was 10th element he gave up. Children, whenever you have this type of question, whenever is, am, are, was, were is there, then I have already told you this is the form of be only, right? He was tired. What can be the other form? Being tired.
Yes, sir.
Being tired. Very simple. Being tired, he gave up. He gave up. Being tired, he gave up. What is this being? Present participle. Last example. He followed my advice. He followed my advice. He got first position. He got the first position. Children, two actions are taking place. Two actions are taking place. He got the first position. How he got the first position? After he followed my advice. So you can write the sentences in two ways. You can write following my advice, he got first position, or having followed my advice. Both the cases are possible. This is the example of active form. So two possibilities are there. Following my advice. Shweta, how much time is left?
Sir, 4 minutes are left.
Okay, we will be able to finish this. Having now following my advice. What is this following? Present participle. And what is the next possibility? Having followed. Having followed my advice, he got the first position. So children, what is this having followed? Having followed is
Present participle.
Present
participle.
participle.
Okay. So children, with this we finish the topic of participle. Have you noticed one thing? I mean, in all in these 6 examples, we have changed two sentences, one simple sentence.
Intensive.
All the answers, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, all the sentences which we have got after combining the two sentences and using participle, all these sentences are all these sentences, simple sentences.
Yes, sir.
Children, this is the beauty of non-finite verb. You can change a compound sentence, you can change a complex sentence into a simple sentence by using non-finite verb. When we were doing the exercises related to infinitive, when we were joining the sentences with the help of infinitive, then also what is the end product? Simple sentence. Here also we have joined two sentences, and what is the end product? Simple sentence. How it is a simple sentence? Because we have used non-finite verb. Infinitive is also non-finite, participle is also non-finite verb. If non-finite verb is there, tense element is not there, it means only one tense element will be there. That is the reason all these sentences are included simple sentences. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
These topics, infinitives and participles, and we will do gerund also. These topics will help you in changing compound and complex sentences into simple sentences. With the help of these non-finite verbs, you can easily make simple sentence, a long simple sentence also. See, very long sentences are there, but they all are simple sentences. They are not complex or compound sentences. God is the finite word here. Here also God is the finite word. This is a simple sentence. It is also simple sentence. Being tired, he gave up. Gave is the tense element. This is simple sentence. Having been praised by the boss, he felt happy. Only one finite word. Then having resolved on a certain issue, he acted with vigor. Acted is the tense element. Everything else, I mean, the other part of the sentence is a phrase. It is not a clause. It is a phrase only. I hope, children, the topic of participle is clear to you.
Yes.
sir.
Children, we have done present participle, past participle with example. We have done perfect participle, active and passive form with examples. After that, we have done exercises also. We have used the participle in the blanks. We have used participle to join the sentences also. So, children, with this we finish the topic of participle. Now, only one type of verb is left, that is gerund. We have done transitive verb, intransitive verb, infinitive, to infinitive, bare infinitive, participle, present participle, past participle, perfect participle. 9 are done. Only one is left, that is gerund. We will be covering this topic in the next lecture, and then the long topic of finite and non-finite verb will be finished. So, children, this is the end of the class. Thank you very much for your patient listening.
Thank you.